So first things first is the family aspect of this duel. You coach both all of your sons, and now essentially you're coaching against one. You're coaching against one of them with one of them right next to you. Talk about that family aspect of going into this duel.
Well, there's definitely a family aspect, and that aspect is that we both want to have the same thing, and that is a competitive program. And I think that's what we both strive for, and I think that's the overall goal, is to get out, have your kids perform, have them do well, have them wrestle with a little bit of urgency, intensity, and compete. I think those are the three words that you're looking for, as far as wrestling.
So now with Troy being over at Buchanan and him even becoming a coach, how much did he kind of pick your brain when he became the coach over at Buchanan?
Well, Troy started at Central and then moved to Buchanan, and he normally comes over on Sundays and talks about things. And we've done everything in our power to give him an opportunity to be successful as far as sharing ideas and talking about things and what would you do in this situation, or how would you handle this. Not necessarily that he would do it, exactly how maybe I would do it, but we want wrestling to be better, and we want it to be better in our area and throughout the state. And if we can share some ideas and some concepts and so forth, if it's going to better the sport, promote our sport, then it's a positive thing. And I think we've done everything in our power, myself and Adam, to help Gabe and him, be successful at Buchanan.
Yeah, now you even coach Gabe too. So you just all these guys you have coached, and now you're coaching against them. What's that like for you to have all these guys that were basically your proteges now in the corner just like you?
Well, it's rewarding. I think it's rewarding to see that they're giving back to wrestling, that they're giving back to a sport that was good to them, and was good to us as a family. And I consider Gabe like part of the family. He's like one of the kids. So it is. It's very rewarding to see him, have a positive experience and do some positive things in the wrestling world.
So now, what would you say is the difference between coaching against somebody who's not your son or somebody that you coach like Gabe?
I think maybe you're a little more tolerant to things that maybe you wouldn't care for, because you don't want to get into a little riff over things. You see things differently. That's probably the major difference. But anything that promotes our sport, I think that's a positive, and we support that and try to back that as a program.
So now going into this duel and knowing that you guys lost last year, and obviously you want to stay in the ear of all your wrestlers, what have you kind of tried to convey to your guys this year going into the duel when they're not favored and they're coming off of a loss to them last year?
Well, I think even last year they were favored, on paper. And we lost that match due to a few last second, scores that created a major or a tech, and then a close match, it ended up a fall, little things like that changed the outcome. We lost by one match, and we had an opportunity to win at several weights that could have changed the outcome. So this match is very close, even though on paper they're the favorite. You know as well as I do, one thing that goes wrong, and it can change the whole end product. The complexity of the whole thing changes. It just changes totally.
So how would you kind of assess the attitude and the mindset that goes on in the room, and is it different than when you guys are wrestling some other school?
Yeah, it's definitely different because it's a very competitive match. You're talking about the two of the top programs in California and then in the nation. Very comparable as far as having individuals that excel, that are highly ranked and so forth. And in most cases when we wrestle, we're the more dominant program in California. So we wrestle a lot of our second kids and our third kids, and they're varsity capable. We've sent our kids off to 65 team tournaments with second kids and won the tournament. So they have similar situation over there. We know that each team has a lot of quality individuals, and it's going to boil down to who just handles the situation tomorrow evening, and the final product probably is going to be a mistake here, there, caught there, and that's going to determine the outcome.
So now you've been a part of this rivalry for a long time. How would you kind of explain it, and what have you seen evolve over the years?
Well, we try to promote wrestling and duels. We feel like most people enjoy a 2-hour event. If you can get them to come watch something that they're not familiar with, and it's something that's more of an event and a spectacle, they go away with a good feeling. And we've had a lot of people come to this event over the past few years that have never seen wrestling and left and said, that was amazing. I've never seen anything like that. That was awesome. I can't wait to go back again. And they'd never seen wrestling before. And I think it's because it's more of the atmosphere. It's more of all the things that are involved. And it's like anything. When something's hard to get, hard to obtain, it's more valuable. It means more. And I think we've turned this event into this. It's not really a duel. It's not like a normal duel in our league. It's an event. Everybody looks forward to it. It was recognized in the area as one of the top 10 events in the whole Fresno area throughout the year. It's gotten that reputation. We've got people coming from, Sacramento down there call and said, hey, we're leaving at 12 o'clock. Will we get in? They've made the statement that we're selling tickets. They sold 2/3 of the tickets on the first day. But they're gonna at 6 o'clock, it'll probably be closed for people to come in. And if you haven't shown up with your ticket, they're probably going to sell your seat and you're not going to get in because the fire marshal puts a halt to it. So it's become that type of an event that people want to be here. They're willing to be here. There'll be over 1,000 people probably at the preliminary matches. And normally there might be 15 to 20 people at the preliminary matches. We normally get a decent crowd at our events, or I should say our duels, but this is its own entity. It's morphed into this huge thing that people want to see it. It's exciting, and you're talking about two of the best programs matching up.
So now, any predictions for tomorrow night?
I think we're going to compete. I think we'll be right there, and we've talked to our kids about what we're trying to do as a program, what they're trying to do as individuals, and I do want to reemphasize it's a little bit of urgency, a lot of intensity, and get out and compete. If we can do that, we're going to have a chance to do well. I think, we have a chance to win this duel.